What if you were making videos for the wrong audience? Maybe you're overcomplicating everything. Maybe you're acting retarded on camera, or maybe you're simply just not doing enough. Well, these are four tiny mistakes that might be killing your YouTube growth and preventing you from getting leads. So, mistake number one is that you might be making videos for the wrong audience. Now, hear me out. The core problem is that before somebody becomes a lead, you want somebody to buy your stuff. To do that, they need to become a lead. Before they become a lead, they must become a viewer. And before they can become a viewer, they have to click, which means the thing that determines who watches your videos is actually your packaging, your title and thumbnail. And if you don't write the correct title, write the right title, fucking English, bro, and make the right thumbnail, you might be targeting the wrong audience. So you might be getting 100 to 1,000 plus views per video, but you're getting no leads to your school community or your email list, or you're getting no calls booked or whatever fucking funnel you chose. And that's because your title and thumbnail are targeting the wrong people. So here's a quick story. So a kid named, well, I can't really call him a kid, he's older than me. Old man named Lucas, he's 23. He's a productivity expert. He's awesome. And he basically, he joined my one-to-one program. And I looked at his content, I reviewed everything, and I'm like, all right, this content's pretty good. Your channel's active. You've been posting every single week for over a year. This guy's consistent as fuck. Way more consistent than I am on this channel, in all my channels. But I looked at his channel. It seemed like the niche was a little bit unclear, and that was also the problem that he told me. Like, I don't know who I am. Am I the productivity guy? Am I the how to build a business while working a full-time job guy? Am I the I don't know. And because of that lack of clarity, that was showing in his content. So it's like, how do I know if this content is for me? If you're just like, how to be more productive. Well, he was targeting people who wanted to become more productive. And that is a very small amount of people. And most of those people do not click on videos called How to Be More Productive. Instead, what we tried next was targeting problem-aware people, which we'll talk about in a second. And so we started, how to stop procrastinating instead of how to be more productive. So we focused on the problem, not the solution. And those are two different kinds of people. One is aware that, all right, I want to become more productive. I want to do these things. I want to do it in this way. And, oh, this video shows me how. Let me click on that. There's not many of those people. More people just feel the pain of procrastinating. And so we made a video called, like, once you do this, it makes procrastination impossible. Or once I learned, or I never procrastinated again once I learned this. I think that's what it was. Once I realized this. And that video got way more views. He hadn't cracked like 1,000 views in over a year. And that video got 2,000 very quickly, which got him leads to his school community. And so then we just doubled down on that. So what is this all about? Well, this is about market awareness. You may have heard of this if you're into copywriting at all, but maybe you're not into that. So I'm going to go over it. And you can skip this if you are very aware of what market awareness is. And if you're not, then you're unaware. So there's 5 levels to market awareness. And what I would really call this is kind of like content awareness or avatar awareness. Because we're not running ads here. We're making content. But the content is basically, it acts as advertising. So level 1 is unaware. So I feel off lately. I don't even know why. So somebody who just feels a pain, but they don't know why they feel a pain. They haven't identified it as a problem. They just feel a certain way. And so, they don't even know they have a problem. And what they need to become aware is education. And so if some fat guy feels like shit every day, and he doesn't know that fat is making him feel like shit, he might need to see a video of like, are you 300 pounds? Here's why you feel like shit. So he goes, oh, I am 300 pounds. I do feel like shit. I want to learn how. I want to learn why I feel like shit. And then he watches that video and he learns, oh, fuck, the science and stuff. So then he becomes more aware. Now he's problem aware. So actually, we're going to use the procrastination example because that's what I wrote here. Stop talking about fat people. So the procrastination example for unaware is just like, I don't get anything done. I don't know how I would get more done, but it sucks not getting anything done. This sucks. So they need to be educated about what productivity actually is, what procrastination actually is. That improving productivity, decreasing procrastination is going to get them what they want. So I procrastinate way too much is level 2, problem aware. They're aware of the problem that they have, and they know that they want to solve this problem. They know the pain. They want to know why it's happening. They want to know how to get away from it. They don't want this pain anymore. And so that's when, like, you know, I never procrastinated again once I realized this. That's a title that would work for those kind of people. And that's the title that did work for those kind of people, because they don't know these specific solutions about scheduling and routines and habit tracking or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a productivity expert. I'm learning from Lucas though. And they just know that they have a problem that they want to solve. So that's kind of where you got to meet them. You got to meet people where you're at. That's the overall lesson of market awareness. And so next, level 3, solution aware. So there's systems, there's habits, there's coaches. They know solutions exist. They know, at this point, they know, you know, they're problem aware. So they know they're procrastinating. They know they want to become more productive. And then at this, they start to learn different ways to become more productive. And so, like, you know, wake up at the same time every day. Well, how do you do that? You know, you fucking put an alarm on. Excuse me. Or you make a habit tracker. Or there's different things. Or you can hire a one-on-one coach. And so they're starting to become aware of these different things. At this point, you could make a video like, you know, this one schedule shift changed my productivity forever. And so something like that, I don't know. Because if they're aware that their schedule needs to change or that their schedule can't affect what they want, then they're going to click on that video about scheduling and routines and whatever. See, most people are aware of this. But some people are retarded, so you gotta meet them where they're at. So they know solutions exist. They don't know your product specifically exists. And so, like Lucas, he's a one-on-one productivity coach. He'll keep people accountable. He'll create a full custom game plan for them, depending on their weaknesses, depending on their strengths, all that stuff, their goals. They don't know that his thing exists at Solution Aware. They just know, all right, I probably need accountability. I probably need, you know, scheduling. Maybe a coach would be helpful. I just don't know how to do all this stuff. Level 4 is product aware. So I've seen Lucas's coaching. They know your offer, but they just need more belief and more trust. They need to know, all right, I just need to fucking buy this thing right now. They need a little push. They need a little extra help. These are going to be the people that end up buying. And so it's totally fine to target unaware people because there are often more of them. But then you have to educate them through the levels of awareness. Does this make sense? If somebody just wanted to make money, I'm not going to be like, how to get qualified leads through YouTube. Because they don't even know why that would matter, or that YouTube is a great mechanism to get leads, or that what even leads are. They're completely unaware. So I'd rather target people who are problem aware. I'm going to talk about that in a sec. Now, level 5 is the most aware. People who they're aware of the problem, they're aware of what they want, they're aware of solutions, they're aware of Lucas's offer or your offer, and they want it. They're like, all right, this thing would probably help my situation. They kind of just need a call to action. So they need a reason, a bonus, a deadline, whatever. And why this matters is that each awareness level needs different information to buy. The least aware need the most education, and the most aware need a simple call to action. So for example, if you were somebody who knew that you have a problem, that you're not getting views on YouTube, and that you want to get more views on YouTube, and that the solution to that is by getting somebody who knows what a good thumbnail and title look like, who has blown up multiple channels, who has, had a lot of experience in the game and can kind of see your problems and where you're at and make solutions to that. You know that is a great solution to where you're at. You're aware that I offer one-to-one coaching and a one-to-one program where I do all this for you and help you learn it, then you would click the link below because you're like, all right, this is a good fit. And you would know that my price is increasing soon. Anyways, so same product, different packaging. You are the same kind of person. You help people with the same kind of thing. But who are you targeting? You might be targeting people who you want to be this is the biggest problem people have. Targeting people who they think are solution aware. So it's like how to do what do I do for this? You know, the best vegetarian diet of 2026. And you're like targeting people who want to lose weight or something. But they want to lose weight. They don't know that being a vegetarian is the best mechanism to do that. By the way, it's not, in my opinion. Maybe it is in some people's opinion. I shouldn't be giving my opinions on vegetarianism. My mom raised me vegetarian. That's why I'm so skinny and retarded. Anyways, so here's a few examples of packaging. If imagine these are all titles. So Black Friday coaching, 5 spots left. If I put that on YouTube, who do you think that's for? Do you think that's for unaware people? No, it's obviously for most aware people. People who have heard of my offer, they know me, they trust me, they like me, they're interested in what I offer, and I'm just like, oh, boom, 5 spots left, 50% discount, boom, chicka boom. They're ready. That would get a few of those people to buy. What about this title? Why you can't stay productive for more than a week? Well, that would be people who are problem aware, can't stay productive. They want to know why. They want to know why it's happening. Obviously, problem aware. How to stop procrastinating forever. Also problem aware. If you feel like you don't have enough time, watch this. Now that isn't necessarily problem aware. If you feel this way, that would more be like unaware people. Not all those people know that they procrastinate. Not all those people know that they should be more productive and that being more productive is going to get them closer to what they want. It's going to make them progress. But you can't, say how to be more productive and get those people to watch because they're not thinking, I need to be more productive. They're just thinking, man, I feel like shit. I don't have enough time to do anything. Where it's like, bitch, you do have enough time. You just use your time ineffectively. Anyways. What this video is doing. So who am I targeting? Well, I'm targeting problem-aware people. So coaches, community owners, educational creators. You already know your channel isn't growing as much as you want to. You already know you're not getting leads and you do want leads. You already know something feels off. You feel a little lost. You feel like, I don't know what I don't know. I need some help. So you're watching this video to gain some information to solve the problem that you're having. So I show you, why is that fucking ball sack? Okay. So I show you what's blocking growth and how to fix it. So here's 4 things that might be blocking growth, your growth, blocking you from getting what you want, and here's how to fix it. Unaware people would not watch this video. But every level of awareness above who you're making videos for still can watch your video. I can watch a video that's made for somebody who's unaware. I might still find it interesting. Dan Coe, if you've seen his videos, a lot of them are for unaware or problem aware people. Some for solution aware, but a lot are just so basic, so for beginners. He repeats the same stuff over and over and over. I still watch his videos. That's okay. The person he's trying to target is a beginner. That's his avatar. He's stuck with that. It's gotten results. He stayed consistent with that. And the more videos they watch, they grow over the levels of awareness and end up buying stuff from him. I have now bought his software, his first software, his second software, and his recent health fucking course. Anyways, mistake two. I don't know why I echoed that. All right, I'm at about 15 minutes. Mistake 2, you're overcomplicating everything. So when you're starting out, you don't know what good looks like. Let me just bold that, italicize, all the things to make it very important. So now you know it's important. You're overcomplicating everything. Stop it. Get some help. So you watch 10 different YouTube gurus, including myself, although it's kind of cringe. I don't call myself a guru. You steal a little bit from everyone, and you end up with a complete mess. You got fucking Go high level running. You're sending people to a lead magnet, to a email opt-in VSL training, ball sack thing, sell feet pics on the side, hustle. Anyways, here's the fix. You got to make videos that are useful for the people that you want to attract. And the reason I say useful, and I don't say high quality, and I don't say valuable, is because those are terms that are hard to understand. Useful is an easier term. People can use your video to get what they want. So useful is like helping them make progress towards what they want. That's it. That's it. If you're watching this, you're an educational creator. And if you're not an educational creator, I don't know why you're watching this. So, productivity expert. Your video should make people more productive. At the end of the day, that's what it should do. Anxiety expert. You should probably make people less anxious. So if you make a video that if somebody watches and they follow the action steps and they take your advice and they shift their mindset with whatever you teach, they should become less anxious. If you're a YouTube coach like myself, Tom Stoll, I'm talking to you, Tom Skibbity Dum Bum Dum. That didn't make sense to anybody except for one person. You should help get people more views, more leads, and more sales, depending, if you're an entertainment guy. You should help people with what you're trying to help them with. If your video does that, that's good. You don't need to obsess about retention tactics or making the perfect title and thumbnail every single time or saying the perfect right thing in the hook. You don't need 10 thumbnail elements. You don't need crazy titles. You don't need perfect scripts. You don't need insane edits. I'm going to look at where I am. All right, 17 minutes. I'm going to do an insane edit there. Wait, insane edit coming in 3, 2, 1. Boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom. All right, that was good. So what you do need is a clear point, a simple structure, and something that actually helps. This whole fucking video was so easy for me to make because I already know all the information. I've been doing YouTube for a long time. I just wrote a bunch of bullet points and had AI organize it for me. Boom. And then if you get value from this video, then this video is useful. Then I did my job. Good. And if I said something interesting in the beginning, like showing my fucking plaques and then being like, you're making mistakes. What if you're doing this? Well, this video will help you solve it. Then you might watch the video and then you might end up getting value from me and being like, I like this guy. He's weird. He keeps saying retarded. Other people don't say retarded as much as this guy. This guy must have the retarded pass. He must know a retarded person. That's correct. Go off on tangents sometimes. Yeah, I see him in the mirror every morning. Anyways. What I do with one-to-one clients. So the first thing we do is simplify. And the reason I'm telling you this is not to sell you. The reason I'm telling you this is to show you my process of how I help people with their channel, so that you can just do it yourself without paying me any money if you don't want to. But if you do, link below is always there. Anyways, simplify. The first thing we do is simplify. Why? Because if you simplify what you do, you can do more output. If I wanted to, I could make one of these videos every single day. I could probably make 3 a day in like a few hours a day. 3 of these videos every single day. Long form, whatever. Incredible. And the reason that matters is because more output is good. Volume negates luck. You've probably heard that before. But there's no element of luck to YouTube. There's just figuring out what your avatar will click and watch. And so the more videos you make, the faster you can find out what works, so then you can double down on what works. It's faster feedback. It's quicker wins, which leads to a long line. I'm just kidding. It leads to mistake number 3. I gotta check where I am. 20 minutes? Yeah. All right, 20 minutes in. Mistake number 3. You are not doing enough. Now don't click off because I know you're not doing enough sounds boring, but you're gonna understand. You're gonna understand. So what I did to start this channel is I posted 2 videos per day, and that's totally not optimal for perfect views because if you grow an audience, there's a very small amount of people that are gonna watch 2 videos per day. There's even a very small amount of people that are gonna watch 1 video per day from the same person. Excuse me. I used to do that when I would watch Hamza, though. He posted daily videos. And there's something genius about daily videos because when watching your videos becomes part of somebody's daily routine, like they will climb up that ladder of awareness real quick. And I ended up paying Hamza money. Anyways, it's Not optimal for perfect views, like I said, but it's optimal for finding what works faster. I like faster. Faster. Anyways, so 2 weeks later, after I started this channel, you can look at it, post a bunch of fucking short, random Loom videos, different style videos. Then I posted a style of a video where I started in front of my YouTube plaques, and I was like, you only need 10,000 views to make $10,000. I was like, I just got that idea in the shower or something. I was like, I got to make that video. I made it. I edited the intro, and then the rest of it was just going off of bullet points. And I stuck with that style. And now I get leads consistently on a brand new channel with 300 subscribers. So, reality check. The other day, in my free community, which you can join with the link below, there's no catch to that, I basically made a post, and I was like, free channel reviews. I'm going to do like 60-second channel reviews. I just wanted to look at everybody's channel and find some common problems and give some value to everybody. And my most common feedback was do more. And that sounds stupid because it's like, oh, well, you got to give like tactical advice on the thumbnails and titles. But like a lot of these people were like, review my channel. If they're in my group, which is about how to make great educational content and get qualified leads from YouTube by doing so, and they haven't posted in 3 months, or like they posted yesterday, but then haven't in another 3 months. So I'm like, why are you asking feedback for my feedback for a video you made 3 months ago when like you've barely even posted? Like, I can't help you improve what doesn't exist. Why don't you do more? That was a funny voice crack. Why don't you do more and then ask for feedback? Because the best feedback I gave to people were people that were posting nearly every single day. Because I can go, oh, look at all these videos. I can look at the ones that got more views. I can look at the ones that got less views. I can find those patterns because I've seen those patterns before. I can tell them what patterns to repeat. I can tell them what to change. I can tell them what to do differently. I just said change and do differently, which means the same thing, but said differently, which was a waste of your time. You may dislike this video now. So if you're not doing more, you can't improve. If you're not posting multiple times per week, you're most likely making excuses unless your videos are absolutely incredible. And then if you're not getting leads and not getting what you want, it's most like your titles, thumbnails, or CTAs that are the big problem. And if you're posting once a week, but your videos are not incredible, you should be posting more often. You should simplify content production so you can maximize output and find what works faster. That's what I help people do. Anyways, here's a key principle. Take it from the top. Stop trying to optimize what doesn't exist. Stop trying to optimize what doesn't exist. Volume creates data, skill, confidence, experience. Quality comes after quantity. Sorry, AI fucks some of this shit up. I wrote all of this, but AI organized it and changed some words to be stupid. My whole thing is quality comes after quantity. Quantity creates quality. Quantity creates quality. I fucking love that shit. Because if you don't do a whole bunch of stuff, how are you going to know what good looks like? You can't know what good looks like by watching a Mr. Beast video or watching an Alex Hormozy video. Like, you can't learn sales by reading a book on sales or watching somebody else do sales. You got to be there. You got to suffer the consequences. You got to have your own, life at stake. Not like you're going to die, but you know what I mean. Your embarrassment, or your fear of judgment, your all the shit. You got to have the pressure on you to be able to perform, to really gain those lessons. And so if you haven't made 100 videos or more, how could you expect to know what good looks like? How could you expect to improve videos when you've only made 4 of them in the past 2 months? Like, that to me means you don't care about YouTube, or there's something mentally stopping you from, like, you think you're wasting your time on YouTube because you're not getting immediate results from what you do. Yeah, obviously, but you're going to get a lot of results way faster if you just do more. If you wake up every day and, write a whole bunch of shit, that you think is going to be useful, get AI to organize it, make a fucking video like this, super simple, put your face on the left and the fucking page on the right, and then just fucking read it and riff off the bullet points. And that's a skill you'll get better at over time. Some people are going to find it boring. Some people are going to think you're funny. Some people are going to love your personality. Some people are going to think you're cringe. You're going to attract the people who like you for you. And if your videos are valuable, you're going to attract qualified leads if you do it right and if you solve all these mistakes. So, mistake number 4. You're trying to please people who don't even like you. They don't even like you. Why are you doing that? That's cringe, bruh. So, here's a pattern I see pretty constantly. Somebody talks to me pretty normally on a call. They might seem a little bit nervous. That is normal. When they hit record on a camera and they start talking and they're trying to make a YouTube video, they become a completely different person. Why do they do that? I don't know. Camera shyness is normal. It's very normal. But here's the real reason it happens. The only reason that you would act differently on camera than with your friends, with your family, with, me on a call or somebody else on a call is because you're afraid of being judged. You don't know who is going to watch this video, but most likely there's somebody in the back of your mind that you're probably not even aware of, that whose judgment you are afraid of. Some kid at school, maybe a past bully, maybe your dad, maybe your uncle, maybe your grandparents, maybe a lot of people. Maybe you're afraid of it actually working. Maybe you're afraid of being successful because then 100,000 people are going to have the opportunity to judge you and weigh your self-worth. Do you suck? Is this cringe? Are you amazing? Did you give a lot of value? Did you waste people's time? You're afraid of being judged. But the only people who punish you for being yourself are people who already don't like you. And so by changing who you are on camera, you are trying to please people who don't like you. That is cringe, bruh. I don't like you now. That's a losing strategy. There's always going to be people that don't like you. Nobody is universally liked. Like nobody. You can think of the most loved people ever in existence, Jesus. There's some people that don't like Jesus, bro. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that wild? There's some people that are very balanced, presidents, politicians. Some people that you would think nobody has any reason to hate them. But people hate them. Some people hate everybody, including themselves. There never has been and there never will be somebody who everybody likes. The fastest way to stand out is to be yourself. Everybody can make the same kind of content, especially with AI getting better and better and better. Everybody has access to a whole bunch of different kind of information. The reason I don't just tell AI to do this for me is because I want to be unique. I want to stand out. I don't want other people to be able to put in the same prompt that I put in to something and spit out the exact same fucking information. Because I want the information to come from me. And I want my personality to come from me, not to come from fearing what other people think of me, so I try to act in a way that everybody likes me, which really just makes me act like most people act, because most people are afraid of what other people think. And so then I don't stand out and even more people dislike me. What I've noticed as somebody who's completely introverted and socially anxious is that the more I don't think about how other people perceive me, the more people like me. Because I'll just shut down. I'll just be like, try to act cool by being quiet. And that doesn't work. But if I be weird, it's going to be some people who are like, dude, what the fuck, bro? You're so weird. And there's going to be people that are like, dude, this guy is so expressive. He's so himself, blah, blah, blah. I wish I could be like that. Or they just like my personality. And chances are, if you're still watching this video, you either don't hate me or this information is really good. Or you're just like self-harming. You're like, this guy sucks. This information sucks. I just need to waste my time more. This is incredible. That's kind of weird if you're like that. So the real advantage and why I was able to make 30K last month in high ticket deals. I don't make money because I'm lucky. I make money because people trust me. And people trust me because I've got proof. I show it clearly. It makes sense. And I am myself. How trust actually works is if I say, like, I've grown multiple channels, helped hundreds of people, and here's exactly why your videos aren't working and how I'd fix it. And I can prove it by holding up plaques and fucking worthless rewards. Shout out Mike Tyson. You might believe me and you might trust me. And if I act like myself, you might even like me, and you might even trust me even more. And so I can get people who like me and trust me to want to buy my stuff. And that's a very simple equation. Be good at something, give value to people, and all those other things that I won't name unless you buy my course. I'm just kidding. I don't have a course. Well, I do. It's free. So what's this video really about? Well, I'm not selling you anything here except to go buy my course, but I don't have a course. I'm showing you how to buy my course. No, I'm kidding. How I built irrefutable proof, how I position it so that people trust me enough to pay high prices. And you can copy this in any freaking niche. So yeah, this was about how to make videos for the right people, how to simplify content so you can maximize output and find what works faster, how to do more and why you should do more, and then why you should be yourself and kind of how to do that. And if you don't know how to do that, I didn't really cover how to do it. How do you be yourself? Will you just try to stop thinking, how are people perceiving me? And I'm still thinking, how are people perceiving me? It's not something you can completely shut off. Everybody has this instinct. We're not aliens or robots, but it's something you can get better at. So yeah, next step, watch this video next if you want to see how you only need 10K views to make $10,000. Video should be over there. Bye.